Hi, I'm Susan Beattie, the author of Luke's Story and Luke's Adventure series, and I'm here today with Lindsay, Manager of Education, and we're going to take you around a little bit through Loggerhead Marine Life Center and show you what wonderful things they're doing to help save turtles. And I want to show you Luke's Shipwreck Treasure Voyage. Some of you children may be familiar with Luke's adventure here. And on the front cover we have Reef, and Reef is a turtle that was rescued and rehabilitated here. And we feature her in the back of the book. As in every book, I feature a wildlife organization and some of the animals that they have rescued and rehabilitated. So you can also see Reef's story here as well. And I'd like to go ahead and let's talk a little bit about what Loggerhead Marine Life Center is doing. And we'll also go and show their education room, because children, you would love to know that you can come here for wonderful lessons and virtual, right?
Yeah,
you have the virtual lessons, so there's a lot to offer here.
Awesome. Well, most people know us for our sea turtle hospital, our rehabilitation efforts, but it really doesn't end there. Our goal is mainly ocean conservation, because if we're saving all of these sea turtles and putting them back into a dirty ocean, that's not really helping our sea turtles. So you'll see here we do have a lot of artwork that local students have made for us to really highlight the marine debris problem. So marine debris is trash or pollution that is found in our ocean. And we see in our hospital almost every single sea turtle that comes in has plastic or some form of trash in their stomach. It's really the #1 problem we see in our hospital. So these are some of the artwork that local students have made in our area in order to show some of the debris items that are found on our local beaches and in our oceans that are affecting our sea turtles.
Okay, we'll move on to the next area.
All right, so this is our temporary outdoor hospital where we are housing our sea turtle patients while we are under construction for our expansion. So this is really where our sea turtles spend most of their time in our hospital. We do have an indoor hospital, which is where they get their treatments throughout the day. But for most of the time, they're in sort of like hospital beds. They're each in their own individual tank while they recover. So we can go on in and meet a couple of our current patients. This is Justice Ginsburg. This is one of our patients we have right now in our sea turtle hospital. Justice is a sub-adult loggerhead sea turtle, similar to Reef, that's in Luke's adventure book. Justice is in our hospital right now for something that we call chronic debilitation. It's a natural illness that we sometimes see in our sea turtles. So you will see a lot of times human impact injuries and illnesses and natural illnesses that sea turtles can get as well. Now, Justice is a good story because Justice has been here, I think, a little over 6 months now. Not too long. It's about average for our sea turtles here in our hospital. And Justice has been cleared for release. So sometime soon in the near future, we will be releasing Justice back out into the ocean, just like we try to do with all of our sea turtle patients here. If you're here at the Sea Turtle Hospital at Loggerhead Marine Life Center in certain parts of the year, especially sea turtle nesting season, you will see sea turtle hatchlings. We do have some that are still here from last season. Sea turtle nesting season runs from March 1st to October 31st here in South Florida. So about half the year, we do get to see these sea turtle hatchlings. We do have some green sea turtle hatchlings here that you guys can see. We get really lucky here in JUNO Beach, which is the beach right across the street here from our facility. We are one of the most densely nested sea turtle beaches in the entire world. So we see more hatchlings, more sea turtle nests here than most beaches in the entire world. So a lot of times these little sea turtles, when they hatch out of their egg, they climb out of their nest and their goal is to make it to the ocean. Sometimes they get lost. We call them disoriented. They can't find their way to the ocean. So they'll sort of get lost up in the dune system or in the seaweed that might be left out on the beach. And a lot of times it's just the public, students, kids in the area, families that will find them, and they'll bring them to our center or they'll call us in order for us to go pick them up. We do have a hatchling cooler that is out front of our front doors 24/7 throughout the year. So in case anyone does find a hatchling, they can put them in that cooler even outside of our normal hours.
So tell us a little bit about this.
Sure. So this one's really special. This little, it's really white, almost clear in color right here. So this is also a green sea turtle post-hatchling, similar to the ones over here, but it doesn't have any pigment in the skin. It's similar to being albino, but normally for albino hatchlings, they have red eyes. There's no pigment in the eyes. This one has black eyes, so it's what we call leucistic, which means that there's no pigment in the skin, but there is pigment in the eyes. Now, it's really rare for us to see. It's a mutation that sometimes we see. But again, because we see so many nests on our beach, we see them, you know, almost every season we get some of these. So this is our learning center. This is normally where we have our in-person school programs, such as field trips. But right now, during the pandemic, we do just have this as an open children's activities room. So families can come in. We do have a lot of our normal educational programs as sort of self-guided programs right now at the moment. So we do have our Junior Vet Lab, which is one of our sort of more famous programs that we have here, and a story time area and some exhibits as well. So this is just an exhibit that we put together for families to come in and see. This is pretty similar to how our sea turtles look when they first come into our hospital. We do use gurneys, just like a human hospital. We need to transport our sea turtle patients, and a lot of them are just as heavy, if not heavier, than humans are. And we do actually use recycled race car straps in order to secure our sea turtles to the gurneys. It comes around into a circle, because if you can imagine, those sea turtles don't like to stay still on the gurneys. They move around quite a bit. We also have here some patient vials for people to see. So these are real patient vials. These are some of the debris items that we see that come into our hospital in our sea turtle stomachs. So these actually came from real patients here in our hospital. So you can see we have down here, we have a fishing hook and monofilament or fishing line. We see that quite a bit here in South Florida in our sea turtles. A lot of plastic, microplastics. Again, we see almost every single sea turtle that comes to our hospital has plastic in its stomach. And balloons. Balloons are a really big problem too. A lot of people like to let balloons up into the air, but they don't keep going up into outer space. They do eventually pop, and most of our planet is covered in ocean. So the chances of them landing in the ocean and in the stomach of our sea turtles is very, very high.
Lindsay, I'd like to thank you for showing us around your beautiful center and all the wonderful work that Loggerhead Marine Life Center is doing and continuing to do with this magnificent expansion. So is there anything else you'd like to add for the kids to know that, you know, hopefully soon they can come visit and also attend the virtual lessons that you have offered?
Yes, of course. Well, we hope to see all of you back here on our campus sometime soon. But in the meantime, we do have plenty of virtual programs. We have virtual tours, virtual field trips, so we can still connect you and our turtles even under our expansion, even in our current global times.
Wonderful. Perfect. Thank you.